I don't know if you've heard about this game called Star Wars Outlaws coming out, but Star Wars Outlaws is a game that, well, a lot of people have been criticizing upon its release. It's just about to come out. I think it comes out this week. Maybe it's next week. I know it's coming out very soon if it isn't out yet. And it looks terrible. It looks terrible. Ubisoft is really dropping the ball lately. And the crazy thing about it is we've heard some crazy things lately. Like over on Bounding into Comics, German YouTuber claims advertising agency told him to make positive edits to his Star Wars Outlaws preview. So he went and made a preview, like an hour long. He got to play 4 hours of it, made like an hour long preview, submitted it, and they told him, hey, you need to make some edits to this to make it sound more positive. You then have Ubisoft pays influencers to travel to LA, visit Disneyland as part of Star Wars Outlaws marketing campaign. So that what they're doing is they were sending people to LA to check out the offices where Outlaws is being made and see what's going on with Star Wars Outlaws. And then they send them to Disneyland, like, hey, check how great this is. Look, we're going to wine and dine you so you talk positively about our game. Like, it's getting out of hand. Like, they really want you to talk as great about this game as possible. Well, YouTuber Theory, Star Wars Theory, reveals he rejected Ubisoft's offer to promote Star Wars Outlaws. He says, I ain't going to play nice. Now, here's the thing about Star Wars Theory, because he has a very interesting relationship with Lucasfilm. If you don't know the story of Star Wars Theory, he came out around like 2016 on YouTube, and he grew very fast and became the biggest Star Wars YouTube channel out there. He is huge. He is massive. And he made fan films. He made a fan film where it got shut down by Lucasfilm, and there was a big misunderstanding with the rights to the music and this and that. And eventually everything got, was fine and dandy, was good and got put back up. But it's a very interesting relationship that he's had with Lucasfilm. And in particular, he's had a very interesting relationship with Star Wars fans, because you have like a large sect of fans who absolutely adore Theory. And then you have a minority of fans who absolutely hate Theory because of his feelings on modern day Star Wars, like a lot of us. But this is interesting because if Ubisoft was reaching out to Star Wars Theory, who by all accounts is very direct on how he feels about modern Star Wars. He's not afraid to speak his mind on Star Wars. It's interesting to see that Ubisoft was like willing to go that route. But it seems like that they were trying to pay him off to say, look, we're going to give you money, but you're going to speak some positive notes about this. So that from that Park Place, it says YouTuber Star Wars Theory revealed that he rejected an offer from Ubisoft and its partners to promote the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws game from Massive Entertainment. In a recent video upload to his channel, he stated, at the end of the day, yeah, they did reach out. We were potentially going to do something. I gave them an exorbitant amount of money. I was like, well, you need to give me this. And look, there's going to be a ton of things in the contract that will not bind me to any sort of tailoring of what I need to do or don't need to say about this game. He continued, if it's complete ass, I'm going to be totally candid about that. And so at the end of the day, nothing was signed. Nothing was done. And I'm happy about that because the game looks absolutely shit. It looks like garbage. It really does. It looks horrendous. I've done a couple videos on the game already by what we've seen from reviewers, and it does look bad. And I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. And when I can play a Star Wars game, I will play a Star Wars game. I loved the Jedi Fallen games. They were a lot of fun. When this was announced, I was interested in it, but seeing what has come out to this point in reviews and gameplay footage, it does not look good. Will I give it a shot? If I can play it for free, maybe I will give it a shot, but I'm not dropping 60, 70 bucks on this game where it stands right now. He later reiterated, yeah, we were in talks. They did reach out. Surprisingly, I was like, oh, okay. I spoke to my network, and that he was the middleman, and that was it. I mean, he goes on, says, blah, blah, blah. He goes, in the end, I didn't sign anything. I didn't conform. I did nothing, no matter what the compensations were. It's my way or it's not when it comes to my channel. I'll never take a certain amount of money, then sign a contract which says I can say or can't say something. Like, screw that, dude. I don't need that. Here's the thing. He's exposing Ubisoft, but this is larger than what is going on with Ubisoft. This is something that's going on with quote unquote influencers, whether it's TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, whatever it is at this point in time. And it's sort of getting out of hand. Even on X, I saw this with the Acolyte. And there's this X poster who he goes on there. His name is Jacob. And he's on X constantly, and all he does is just talk up Star Wars. This moment in the Rise of Skywalker is the greatest moment ever in Rise of Skywalker. And I can't believe people don't love that scene in Rise of Skywalker. And he says things like that, and it's like the most ridiculous scene in the Rise of Skywalker. It is the worst moment in Rise of Skywalker. It's the worst moment in all of Star Wars. I can't believe people don't like what he says. Somehow Palpatine survived. It is so amazing. And he says things like that. I get wanting to be positive about Star Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan and you want to talk positively about Star Wars, that's your prerogative. I get it. You can be positive about Star Wars. But when you start talking positively about the terrible things about Star Wars, which are uh, undoubtedly bad, and all the fans know it's bad, you start to see through what the person is trying to do. And it's obvious that what he's trying to do is get the attention of Lucasfilm and say, hey, I want free stuff. Give me free stuff. And guess what he got during the Acolyte? He got free stuff. He was given free stuff, and it was like keychains and like shirts and stuff like that. And he talked about it on X. He was like, thank you, Acolyte, for the free stuff I got. And it was that kind of thing. People are so insincere because once you find out that they're getting free stuff and getting compensation from these brands, anything they say from that point forward can't be trusted. And you can't take a reviewer, you can't take an influencer at all at that point. Once you know that they're getting this stuff for free, you can't take what they say as honest. And this is a great example of that right here, of what we're seeing with Ubisoft and Star Wars Outlaws. Because we've seen as fans with our own eyes, these reviews, these gameplay trailers, everything online, that this game looks like complete ass. But then we're hearing not just from Star Wars Theory, but other gameplay testers, other gameplay reviewers, that they've been attempted to be wined and dined for this game to talk positively about it. They've been asked to fix their reviews to talk positively about it. And it's not a good look. It's actually a really bad look, specifically for Star Wars right now with how bad of a place they're in. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic right now. And I think that, bravo to Star Wars Theory for highlighting this and putting this out there. But no shock that he's done it. But you have to sit there and say, look, at some point this needs to stop. And yes, the larger picture needs to end, but that's never going to end because honestly, influencers are such a big thing on all these social medias at this point. It's not going to end. You have little kids who look up to the influencers and what have you. But from this angle with Star Wars, with how bad of a place it's in right now, and now that they're being exposed for stuff like this, it needs to end. They need to step back and say, we are screwing up majorly. We need to fix this. It needs to end. But what do you think? What do you think about all this? Do you think Star Wars Theory did the right thing here? Was he in the right for exposing this? Do you think he should have taken the money or the perks and just done it? Like, what do you think? What would you have done in this case? That's what I want to know. What would you have done in this case? Because that's the interesting aspect. Because that's a little angle that I don't know. I don't know if everybody would have done what he did. I wouldn't have. I would have done exactly what he did. I would have said, no, I don't think not after seeing how bad it is. I mean, that's crazy. That's great. I won't be told how to talk about something. Like, that's just absurd to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, share that around. Again, subscribe, because as more information like this comes out, I am going to talk about it, especially when the game releases and if I do get a chance to play it. Like I said, I'm not dropping 60, 70 bucks on this game, but if I get a chance to play it, I am going to talk about it. I assure you, I will talk about it.